And we welcome you to Charlotte, North Carolina tonight for the 2A Men's Basketball NCISAA State Championship presented by Ortho Carolina. It's the number 1 and number 2 seeds, the Caldwell Academy Eagles, coming in at 25-9, a dynamic year in one of the toughest conferences in the state, taking on the 1911 Burlington School, the Spartans. The number 2 seed checking in. And here with you tonight, Kendall Lewis on BahakelSports.com as we bring you all the action in this 2025 2A Men's Basketball State Championship. Let's take a look at how these two teams got to where they are here tonight. Caldwell Academy taking down Wayne Country Day on Tuesday night in the semifinals. And then the Burlington School, a big win over Harrell's Christian to punch their ticket to the state championship. The Burlington School, a program that is storied. They've had 4 state championships in the last 11 years, trying to make it a 5th. Caldwell, on the other hand, looking for their first ever state championship tonight in program history. And folks, we want to remind you that tonight's broadcast of the NCISAA Basketball State Championship is brought to you by NC Farm Bureau and Ortho Carolina, the better choice. We'll pause for just a few moments. The national anthem and starting lineups being introduced. Tip-off next on BahakelSports.com. We welcome you back to Providence Day School for the 2025 NCISAA Basketball State Championship presented by Ortho Carolina. We took you through in the open a little bit. If you weren't with us, these are the top 2 seeds in the 2A bracket. The number 1 seeded Caldwell Academy Eagles and the number 2 seed, the Burlington School, who has 19 wins on the year, 19-11. You talk about these two teams, plenty of firepower to go around. When you think about Burlington School, it starts with Caden Hammond, who is the focal point of what they operate right there, number 24 in black. Cam Flippin, of course, a dynamic defender for the Spartans this year. For Caldwell Academy, Cole Clower, who is 29th in the ESPN 60 for the class of 2026. This is a kid we're going to talk a lot about tonight. It's 6'8", a guard that can absolutely stroke it from three and beat you off the bounce. Can score at all three levels, this Cole Clower. And, of course, plenty of firepower for Caldwell Academy as well, seeking their first ever state championship in program history. The Burlington School will be in the black unis tonight. White letters, white numbers. George Marshall, their head coach, who is also their athletic director. He's in year number 3 at the helm at the Burlington School. For Caldwell Academy, it's Brandon Clifford, year 4. He's the dean of students, as well as being the head basketball coach at Caldwell Academy. Coach Clifford, a guy that played his college career at UNC Wilmington and spent some time with the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA as well before transitioning back to Greensboro, North Carolina, where Caldwell is making the trip from tonight and taking over that program 4 years ago. He's been at High Point Christian and a couple of schools, couple of stops before Caldwell, but has done an incredible job building this Caldwell program, and now they're vying for their first ever state championship in program history. Kendall Lewis here with you on BahakelSports.com tonight. Caden Hammond at 6'8" will jump it up for the Burlington School. Once again, this 2025 NCISAA Basketball State Championship presented by Ortho Carolina. Cole Clower will jump it up for Caldwell. Eagles in the home white. They've got the blue trim down the side, blue letters, gold numbers tonight. Jalen Cross, another one to pay attention to for Caldwell, number 4 in white. He's a Charlotte signee, heading to play for the 49ers. Elite level athlete. And we are ready to go here from Providence Day School in Charlotte, North Carolina. And the Burlington School wins the opening tip. We're underway here from BahakelSports.com. Well, the Burlington School, a team set-oriented, very disciplined in the half court. You'll see that right here. Lots of ball screens, cutters, and reversals within their offense. Coleman spins down the baseline, floater along, big rebound, Jalen Cross. He'll push it up the floor himself. Spinning down the baseline, they get it back to Cross on the opening deuce of the ball game. We mentioned it, Cross, an elite level athlete. The Burlington School on the other end, flipping, trying to attack, and a whistle comes in. We'll take a second look at that first bucket of the game for Jalen Cross. Just over 30 seconds in, and a frustration foul on the Burlington School to follow after Caldwell corralled the rebound. Caldwell 25-9 on the year. They played in one of the best conferences in the state of North Carolina. And it's interesting because these two teams have the top 2 strength of schedules in the state in the 2A classification as well. Open look for 3, Cross off the back of the rim, and the Spartans pulling the rebound. Get it back out to the top. Asante Phillip surveys the floor. Caldwell only plays about 7 guys, but they are disciplined on D, especially in the half court. They pressure you beyond the perimeter. Coast to coast, pull up Jay, yes. That's Neil Swindell, who knocks it down, 6'5" junior, who can get hot in spurts for Caldwell. And a 4-0 start for the Eagles. Active hands, this one tipped away, picked up, and blocked off the glass. Caldwell wanted goaltending, they didn't get it. Up the floor, pull up 3, Coleman, and he cashes in. Back and forth we go in the first 2 minutes. Cross sets his feet from deep. Off the back of the rim, rebound pulled in by Jameer Coleman, a guy that can handle it. It's been really good in this playoff run. Has it stripped away there. Quick hands from Aiden Johnson. Coast to coast, missed the lay-in. And flipping, corrals the rebound. The Burlington School wants to slow things up a little bit. Caldwell, as we mentioned, a team that only plays about 7, maybe 8 guys a night. can't afford to get in foul trouble, but they are so disciplined on D in the half court. They'll push it on offense. Want to get out in transition as much as possible. 3 spins out for Phillip. Lead feed ahead, up for Swindell. Nice fake and finish. Give Neil Swindell 4 of the first 6 points for the Eagles. And how about the pass from King Kendrick to find Swindell as you get a look at the replay. Kendall Lewis here with you on BahakelSports.com. These two teams, as we mentioned, the top 2 strength of schedules in the state at the 2A classification. Just funny how it worked out that way. They prepared themselves, and a 3 from Coleman ties things up at 6. Clower off a screen, cashes in. Cole Clower, who is ranked 29th in the ESPN 60 for the class of 2026, picks up his first bucket of the ball game. Flipping, surveys the floor. Coleman looked at the 3, he'll back away instead. Coleman trying to bully his way inside, and a reach-in foul called on Aiden Johnson. Take a second look at the replay. First team foul on Caldwell here in the first quarter. Coming up on our first media timeout, just over 4 minutes left to play in the first. Good skip pass, open look, Braden Miles, and Clower taps it right to Kendrick. Running the floor, Swindell, sweet move and finish. Neil Swindell, 6 of the first 10 for Caldwell. Phillip trying to feed it inside to Hammond. Going to work, tap back for 2. Braden Miles with the active hands. Kendrick, coast to coast on the other end. Out of bounds, this will go back to the Burlington School after we take a break. 10-8, back and forth on Bahakel Sports. We'll be right back from the 2A state title.
The first question out of a kid's mouth is, when can I get back to doing what I want to do?
So in 2019, I was in class and I was doing a jump that I've been doing since I was maybe 6 years old. And my foot went one knee, my knee went the other, and my knee dislocated. It amazes me how I went through what I went through and I was still able to continue my dreams.
Ortho Carolina is proud to serve as the official orthopedic care provider of the NCISAA. Ortho Carolina is committed to empowering those who may be impacted by injuries. In partnership with the Hurt mobile app, Ortho Carolina provides free, on-the-go, real-time access to orthopedic specialists 365 days a year. Prepare yourself now for those unexpected moments by downloading the Hurt app. Ortho Carolina, committed to being the better choice. Neil Swindell with 6 of the first 10 points for Caldwell. And the Eagles with a 2-point lead over the Burlington School as we come back to you on BahakelSports.com. Kendall Lewis here with you. Long 2 on the jump shot from Flippin is short. Saved back in bounds. And Johnson went up and got it for Caldwell. Clower, he can shoot it. He's got that type of range. Coach Marshall said closeouts are crucial tonight, especially on that guy right there. Clower missed everything on the 3, and Hammond tracks down the loose board. Coleman, he'll pull it from deep. You betcha! Jameer Coleman gives the Spartans back the lead. Cross on the baseline, good find. Open look for 3, short, and rebound pulled in by Caden Hammond. Up the floor, Miles. had it stripped out of his hands by Swindell and out of bounds. I'll tell you what, Neil Swindell has been everywhere for Caldwell tonight. That's a kid that Coach Clifford's got to be big tonight to come away with a win here. These two teams met back in the regular season. We'll get to that a little later. And Hammond, soft off the glass, his first 2 points of the ball game. Quickly back on the other end, floater no, off the mark for Kendrick. And here comes the Burlington School. Asante Phillip slicing in, missed it. Clower the rebounds. Swindell, extra pass, corner pocket three, you betcha. Aiden Johnson knocks it up at 13 all. The Spartans with multiple ball handlers. Flippin brings it up this time for the Spartans. Hammond floats it, Flippin sets his feet, can't connect from three. Swindell spinning down the alley. Swindell soft off the window. Neil Swindell feeling it right now in the first quarter. Both of these coaches said the same thing when I talked with them before earlier this week, that this is a battle of contrasting styles tonight. Who can control the tempo is the question. And Cross gets up to turn it away from Caden Hammond as we take a second look. Jalen Cross, who we mentioned, an elite level athlete with the help side block for Caldwell. Dangerous pass on the inbound. Kept alive by Drew Johnson for the Burlington School, number 5 in black. He's coming off of an injury. Coach George Marshall happy to get him back in the lineup. We've got a whistle and a foul here at the 109 mark of the first quarter. That's the second team foul on Caldwell. And a shuffle of the feet on Asante Phillip. He traveled. Take a second look. And a turnover back to Caldwell. King Kendrick, point guard for Caldwell, ambidextrous, a social media sensation. He can shoot with either hand, the left or the right. As Cross dials it up from three, it's long. Flippin hunts the pitch ahead to Johnson. Johnson gets into the paint, drops it off. Hammond going to work inside. Hammond missed the bunny. Hammond back up a second time, and he draws the foul. Get a second look. With Caldwell having to really help down there on Caden Hammond, who is 6'8". About 240 pounds. He is a load inside for the Burlington School. Now, this is a guy that, as Coach Marshall said, is in a really good spot in his recruiting. He's got several Division II offers. He's got a bunch of Division III. Of course, the junior colleges are all over him. And is yet to decide where he's going to be playing his college basketball in the future, but a phenomenal player for the Burlington School. Caldwell going to play for the final shot here. 10 seconds on the timer. They get it inside to Cross. Had it knocked out of his hands. Cross regathers himself and gets the turnaround to go. 1 second, the heave. Off the mark for Flippin. And Caldwell leads 17-14 at the end of the first quarter. We'll be right back from the 2A state title.
This town is my home. I care about the people who live here. there's no substitute for local. I get to build relationships, and that's what makes us different. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
The Dairy Alliance is the official milk partner for high school championship events. With 8 grams of complete protein per serving, milk helps you build muscle, stay active, and recover. Muscle up with milk. Follow them at the Dairy Alliance on Instagram or Facebook to learn more. Kendall Lewis back with you here at the 2025 NCISAA Basketball State Championships presented by Ortho Carolina. As we start the second quarter, Caldwell with a 17-14 lead. It was back and forth, multiple lead changes, a couple of ties, exactly what you would expect out of these two coming into this ball game tonight. Cole Clower just 2 points so far for Caldwell. Catch and shoot three, good. Aiden Johnson, who is an absolute sniper from downtown when he gets those feet set, and that time makes the Burlington School pay. Sante Phillip looking inside, nothing there. They're working around the horn. Here's Jameer Coleman, pressured by Johnson. When Caldwell fights over those ball screens on everything. This is a team, as we mentioned, only 7 deep, but they really do a nice job of staying out of foul trouble, have all season. And that time they force a contested jumper. And here come the Eagles. Clower from NBA range, you betcha. Cole Clower's got that type of range. Can stroke it from downtown, but scores at all 3 levels. And the largest lead of the game at 9 now for Caldwell, and a whistle and a foul on the Burlington School. So it will be Caldwell basketball. Foul was on Drew Johnson of the Burlington School, his first, and team foul number 1 on the Spartans here in the second quarter. King Kendrick, who we mentioned can shoot with either hand, can handle the rock with his left just as good as his right. Just a social media sensation. Clower sizing up, Cam flipping. Clower on the pull-up, leaves it short. Rebound snatched in by Braden Miles. Boy, Flippin and Clower are going to be a fun matchup here tonight. It already is. Coleman trying to feed it inside to Hammond. And a foul. We'll see who they charge the foul to. It's going to go against Jalen Cross, his first. Team foul number 1 on Caldwell here in the second quarter. Coleman slithers into the paint, trying to kick it out. A steal. This one taken away by Swindell. Swindell finds Clower in transition. Off the mark on the 3. Cross, a big-time offensive rebound. Kicked back out to Clower. How about 3 chances for Caldwell here? Into the paint. Pull up Jay for Kendrick. Rattles off. And a timeout. Brandon Clifford is upset. His team had 3 chances, and he is letting them know about it in the huddle right now. Well, as we mentioned, George Marshall, the head coach for the Burlington School, in year number 3. He's also the athletic director at the Burlington School. This is a guy that really, he says that you're hard-pressed to find another program, and he's exactly right, that's got 4 championships in the last 11 years, trying to make it a 5th. They have had a ton of success. They put a ton of kids in the college ranks, and they're going to have a few more off of this squad here to go on and play in college at some level. Right now, though, this is a big possession here. They trail by 9. 5:18 left to play in the first half. Glad you're tuned in with us from wherever you may be on BahakelSports.com tonight. Once again, the Spartans so patient in the half court on offense. They lob it inside to Hammond. He goes to work and finishes it off glass. Kendrick on the pull-up J, other end. Big rebound here. Johnson was looking to push, instead slows it up. Flipping, kicks it out. Hammond for 3, spins out. Offensive rebound, Clower swats it away. Hammond back to work again. Plenty of chances for the Spartans. And this one tapped out of bounds off of Clower. It's going to stay on this end with the Spartans. Wow. Just a lid on the basket for the Burlington School. 5 chances. And they'll keep it on this end right here. Trevor Holland, who's in the game for Caldwell, is locked up on Cam Flippin. Hammond long 2. Smooth as silk. How about the big fella, the touch? He can beat you away from the basket as well. Swindell attacking, he travels. Just shuffle the feet, and a turnover back to the Burlington School. We've got a media timeout, 3:59 left to play in the second quarter, 23-18.
Just because you can't be there for her game doesn't mean you can't be there for her.
Life doesn't always go as planned, but North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance is here to help pick up the pieces. Our award-winning claims team will have you back on the road in no time, because helping you is what we do best.
At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, being local for our customers and their families matter. That's why we're a proud supporter of the NCISAA. Whether it's supporting student athletes or giving back to local communities, North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance is here when you need them. 23-18, Caldwell with a 5-point lead. Mini 4-0 run for the Burlington School right now here late in the second quarter. As we come out of the media timeout, the Spartans get a chance to cut into this deficit a little more. Right now they've got the pace exactly where they want it. They've limited the transition opportunities for Caldwell. Wide open 3, bounces around and drops for Cam Flippin. Back to a 2-point game. Cross, the kick out. Open 3 and the answer for Aiden Johnson. That's his second triple of the night, folks. We mentioned Aiden Johnson can get hot in bunches. And the confidence slowly rising here in the first half for Johnson. Wild shot for Phillip. Here comes Caldwell. They'll look to push. Hammond got the deflection. And Johnson able to save the possession for Caldwell. Then he nearly throws it away. Boy, Hammond stepped in front of the passing lane, but it was out of bounds. And it's going to stay with the Eagles of Caldwell. Here with 2:56 left to play in the first half. Cross, attacking, throws it away. Phillip, driving kick, open three for Hooker. And a big rebound pulled in by Swindell. Neil Swindell trying to get downhill and draws the foul. Boy, Neil Swindell, a kid that his recruiting, I think, is going to absolutely explode this summer. It's already taking off, but that 6'5" body frame, and he's already over 200 pounds. His ability to handle it, score inside, and we've even seen it from three. Highly skilled. And this one tapped out of bounds off the missed free throw. We'll go back to the Burlington School here with 2:36 to play, second quarter. Santi Phillip had his pocket picked by Cross. Up ahead to Cole Clower. And Clower the finish. Cole Clower, always in the right place at the right time. Miles wants the baseline. Teardrop wouldn't go. Rebound Caldwell. Kendrick behind the back pass to Clower. They work it back over to Johnson. Attacking, Aiden Johnson laying it home. Lead up to 10 for Caldwell. And a reach-in foul called on Cross. That is his second. And we'll take a look at that Aiden Johnson finish. Just the explosive first step. But folks, that's the second foul on Jalen Cross of Caldwell. Coach Clifford's going to leave him in the game here. Interesting, with 1:43 left to play. Mentioned this Caldwell team only goes about 7, maybe 8 guys deep. Tough finish that time for Phillip. It just popped out. Rebound off to the Eagles. They work it inside. Swindell, too easy. And the largest lead of the game for Caldwell at 33-21. That's a 10-0 run for the Eagles in the last 2.5 minutes. Open look from downtown, flipping. And that stops a little bit of the bleeding for the Burlington School. Johnson looked at the three, lets it go. And Hammond clears the boards. Off and running goes Drew Johnson. Oh, nice move. Caldwell wanted to travel. They didn't get it. And Johnson with the finish. Every time you think Caldwell may pull away and just open this thing up, the Burlington School throws a haymaker right back. Deficit down to 7. 27 seconds. It looks like Caldwell is going to hold for the last shot here. Cross, the Charlotte signee, surveys the floor. Makes his move with 9. Cross on the step through. Oh, smooth as silk. And the finish. The first half comes to a close. Jalen Cross extends the Caldwell lead to 9, 35-26. We'll be back with our Ortho Carolina halftime report after these messages.
The first question out of a kid's mouth is, when can I get back to doing what I want to do?
So in 2019, I was in class and I was doing a jump that I've been doing since I was maybe 6 years old. And my foot went one knee, my knee went the other, and my knee dislocated. It amazes me how I went through what I went through and I was still able to continue my dreams.
We welcome you back to our Ortho Carolina halftime report here at the 2025 NCISAA State Championships, presented, of course, by Ortho Carolina. We'll be back with more coming up. Caldwell leading by 9, 35-26. We'll have some highlights and other things coming up after these messages.
The first question out of a kid's mouth is, when can I get back to doing what I want to do?
So in 2019, I was in class and I was doing a jump that I've been doing since I was maybe 6 years old. And my foot went one knee, my knee went the other, and my knee dislocated. It amazes me how I went through what I went through and I was still able to continue my dreams.
We welcome you back to the 2A Men's State Championship game presented by Ortho Carolina here at the 2025 NCISAA Basketball State Championships. Let's take a look at some first half highlights from these two teams. There were plenty to go around. How about Neil Swindell? 6 of the first 10 points for Caldwell here in this one. Back in the first half, did a little bit of everything. The Burlington School got going, though, late in the first quarter. Able to find it, hit a couple of threes. Back and forth we went. We had multiple lead changes in that first half. Couple of ties and a late push by the Burlington School. They got back in it, but then Caldwell in the final 2 minutes of the second quarter able to extend this lead out to 9, 35-26, where we stand right now. You see that deep three from Cole Clower in the second quarter sparked the crowd as well. And this should be an interesting second half, to say the least, between two teams that played the top 2 strength of schedules in the 2A classification. That was Jalen Cross to finish things off in the second quarter. 35-26, Caldwell leading the Burlington School. Eagles looking for their first state championship in program history. And we got 16 minutes to decide a state champion. We'll be right back on BahakelSports.com.
This town is my home. I care about the people who live here. There's no substitute for local. I get to build relationships, and that's what makes us different. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
A Master of Sport Management degree is an emphasis on studying the business side of sport. Western Carolina gives you the education and advantage. We're located in the Business College, which is AACSB accredited. Our business savvy curriculum, taught by nationally recognized professors, can provide the tools that differentiate students from the crowd. Our curriculum provides a solid foundation of theory, but also the application piece that students today are looking for.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by North Carolina Operation Lifesaver. Remember, when you see tracks, think train. For more information or to schedule a presentation, be sure to visit www.oli.org. That's North Carolina Operation Lifesaver. And of course, we appreciate all of our sponsors of this 2025 NCISAA 2A Basketball State Championship. Caldwell with a 35-26 lead here at the break. Kendall Lewis here with you on BahakelSports.com as we revisit some of those first half highlights in these two teams. It was high flying, a contrast of styles, and really I feel like both teams got going from behind the arc. Caldwell with that late push to extend the lead out to 9 in the latter half of the second quarter led us to where we are right now. And again, you think of these two teams, storied programs. Caldwell, though, seeking their first ever state championship in program history. And this should be an interesting second half between two powerful teams that have played extremely difficult schedules, not only within their conferences, but you look at their non-conference schedule, just incredible what they did back in November and December. And how about that move from Jalen Cross? That was an exclamation point to finish out the second quarter and push this lead to 35-26. Well, We'll see what type of adjustments are made from both sides here to start the third quarter. Two really good head coaches in George Marshall for the Burlington School and Brandon Clifford for Caldwell Academy. Brandon Clifford, he said it before this one. He said, I took over the job 4 years ago. Now, this program had only won about 12 games in the 2 years prior to when he arrived at Caldwell. In just 4 years, this has turned into a storied program. Now 25 wins this year. And vying for their first ever state title. Ready to start the second half here. It'll be the Burlington School with the basketball first as we get going third quarter. Santi Phillip controls the rock. He'll drop it off to Hammond. Nice finish up and under to start things off in the third quarter. Wow, Marshall thought that should have been a travel or something, and instead it's a three in the corner. Neil Swindell, who has been the glue piece tonight for Caldwell, extends it out to 10. Hammond thought he was fouled on the three, and George Marshall is letting the officials know about it on the sideline. 38-28. Kendrick attacking. Kendrick trying to change from his left to his right. Flipping, sizing up Clower. Flipping, drops it off. Hammond going to work on cross. Hammond soft off the glass and in. And a quick timeout from George Marshall. Take a second look at the replay. I'll tell you what, that's the one spot, and Brandon Clifford said it of Caldwell, we're going to have to help out on Caden Hammond tonight. Caldwell really doesn't have an answer for inside. And they've got to, if you're the Burlington School, you've got to get Caden Hammond going early and often, which they have here in this third quarter. And again, the Burlington School, a storied program, as we mentioned. They have put so many guys at the next level. 4 state championships the last 11 years. And it's interesting when you look at these two teams, guys that are going to be playing at the next level on both sides, and a difference, they do it differently, a contrast of styles, as we mentioned. Kendrick trying to attack. Had it swiped out of his hands, but he was fouled. Nice little action there from Brandon Clifford and his group. Foul was on the floor. It'll be a baseline out of bounds. And that's just the first team foul in the first 121 of the second half on either team. Johnson looked at the three. Kendrick kicks it out. Swindell. Clower trying to find a crease. Johnson will dial it up from deep, and he connects. Aiden Johnson, his third make from three tonight. Hammond on the pick and roll. Kicks it out, catch and shoot. Coleman spins out, loose change, picked up by Clower. Numbers for the Eagles. Cole Clower attacking, knocked to the floor, and a whistle and a foul called. And Cole Clower, this is a kid, as we mentioned, 29th in the ESPN class of 2026. Plays with Team CP3, which his head coach, Brandon Clifford, has been a part of for many years. I was talking with Coach Clifford yesterday. Of course, Clower's got high major offers right and left. And Coach Clifford said, look, I've almost lost count of how many offers he's up to. He said, I think it could easily be 100. He said the thing with Cole Clower is there's probably not 100 schools in the country that feel like they have a chance at getting him. And, of course, he's got some really big-time offers in big-time schools. North Carolina, NC State, Georgetown, just to name a few, Illinois. And that list continuing to grow. Clower from deep. Here comes the Burlington School. Johnson on the step through. Tough move to get to the rack, but he couldn't finish. Clower zips a pass inside to Cross. And this one stolen away, intercepted by Phillip. And Asante Phillip on the other end for the easy lay-in. Johnson for the three. Off the mark, rebound Spartans. Big possession here if you're the Burlington School. Hammond backing his way inside on Clower and just bullies his way to the rack. Deficit back down to 9 for the Burlington School. Cross trying to back his way in on Hammond. Hammond just walls up, 240 pounds under there. Catching fire on the three, long from Cross. And Flippin tracks down the loose rebound. Well, the Burlington School going to look for something, a quality shot here. George Marshall calls a play from the sideline for the Spartans. Santi Phillip gives way to Coleman, and a reach-in foul called on Aiden Johnson. Just the first team foul on Caldwell here in the third quarter. And a baseline out of bounds coming for the Spartans. Hammond lets it go. And Kendrick will push for Caldwell. He'll pull up for three. You betcha. King Kendrick. Flippin, sizing up Kendrick. Flippin gets to the rack, and he's fouled by King Kendrick. We'll take a break at 3:37 left to go in the third. 46-34, Caldwell leading.
The first question out of a kid's mouth is, when can I get back to doing what I want to do?
So in 2019, I was in class and I was doing a jump that I've been doing since I was maybe 6 years old. And my foot went one knee, my knee went the other, and my knee dislocated. It amazes me how I went through what I went through and I was still able to continue my dreams.
Ortho Carolina is proud to serve as the official orthopedic care provider of the NCISAA. Ortho Carolina is committed to empowering those who may be impacted by injuries. In partnership with the Hurt mobile app, Ortho Carolina provides free, on-the-go, real-time access to orthopedic specialists 365 days a year. Prepare yourself now for those unexpected moments by downloading the Hurt app. Ortho Carolina, committed to being the better choice. 12-point lead for Caldwell Academy here late in the third quarter. And at the free throw line will be Cam Flippin, guy that Coach Marshall called a staple in our program. He's our best defender, he told me earlier today. And he's had the assignment tonight of guarding Cole Clower as he leaves the first one short. Flippin on the year from the free throw line is 75%. And he's been very good from the charity stripe. He goes 1 for 2 at the line that time. The Burlington School with a little 2-2-1 full court press. Can they manufacture enough stops in a row? Again, they've gotten this thing, they got it down to 4 late in the second quarter. And Caldwell went on that burst. Clower fighting for position inside, wants it. Flipping the matchup. Clower falling away, they say got fouled. Tell you what, that was a lot of ball there from Flippin as he swiped it loose. Clower at the free throw line. .75% from the charity stripe is Cole Clower this year, and he goes 1 for 2. Johnson attacking. He draws the contact on the other end, and Drew Johnson will go to the free throw line for the Burlington Schools. We take a second look at the replay. Well, that's a kid that's coming back off of an injury earlier this year. Coach Marshall was talking about how important it was that he is back in the lineup, especially on this playoff run that the Spartans have been on. And taking down Harrell's Christian in the semifinal on Tuesday night. And he goes 1 for 2 as well. If you're the Burlington School, you're leaving a lot of points at the charity stripe right now here in this second half, trailing by double digits. Oh, dangerous pass. Loose on the floor, a steal, picked up by Flippin. Hammond attacking, Hammond off the window, yes. Defense to offense for the Burlington School, and just what the Spartans needed. Well, this 2-2-1 is thrown a little bit different look at Caldwell. This time the Eagles get it into the front court with 2:25 left to play in the third quarter. Clower calling for it inside. Cross, spins in the paint, turned back by Hammond. Picked up by Asante Phillip. The Euro step, Phillip can't finish. Missed it on the doorstep. Numbers now for the Eagles. Kendrick, quick crossover. Trying to kick it out to Swindell. And Caldwell's gotten a little bit sloppy here the last couple of minutes. Johnson trying to drive in, gets bumped. And there's a whistle and a foul on Jameer Coleman of the Burlington School. We'll take a second look. Boy, excellent job by our camera crew tonight, our production crew, bringing you these angles, these graphics. That is just the 4th team foul, so no more to give if you're the Burlington School here. Well, Johnson's already knocked down 3 threes in tonight's game for Caldwell Academy. Kendrick sizing up Jameer Coleman. Clower, he can shoot it from there. Spins on the fader. Oh, smooth as silk. Cole Clower gets to his spot. And a soft touch on the step back J. And folks, that right there is why he's got high major offers as a junior. And we get a look inside of Brandon Clifford's huddle for Caldwell. As we mentioned, he's in year 4. Program had only won 12 games the 2 years before he took over. This is a guy that's got a deep coaching pedigree. As we mentioned, he spent a lot of time with CP3 on the EYBL circuit, which is who Cole Clower plays travel ball for. Had his playing career at UNC Wilmington and is the dean of students at Caldwell Academy by day. Just a minute 12 left to play in the third quarter. Hammond attacking. Hammond can't finish, grabs his on miss. Hammond on the cleanup. Caden Hammond is a load inside for the Burlington School. And we've got an Eagle down. It's Jalen Cross. And he appears to be okay. Getting helped up by his teammates. Kind of grasping at that ankle. Cross is struggling to put some weight on that ankle. Remember, folks, he is the Charlotte signee that is heading to play for the 49ers next year. He'll walk it off. Aiden Johnson checks back in for Caldwell. So the 5 on the floor right now: Clower, Kendrick, Johnson, Swindell, and Mac Atkinson for the first time did not play in the second half, or excuse me, the first half. Atkinson checks in for Jalen Cross. Swindell driving kick. Atkinson, he can shoot it from there. 6'6", that's what he's known for. And passes it up that time, gives way to Clower. 18 seconds on the timer here in the third quarter. Kendall Lewis here with you, BahakelSports.com. Swindell with 8 seconds on the timer. Makes his move. Swindell spins, kicks. Johnson got to put it up. Banks it in. Aiden Johnson. The bank is open after hours in Charlotte. 12-point lead for Caldwell. We'll be right back.
Just because you can't be there for her game doesn't mean you can't be there for her.
Life doesn't always go as planned, but North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance is here to help pick up the pieces. Our award-winning claims team will have you back on the road in no time, because helping you is what we do best.
Folks, don't forget it. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, being local for the customers and families matters. That's why they're a proud supporter of the NCISAA. Whether it's supporting student athletes or giving back to local communities, North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance is here when you need them. Well, the bank is open after hours as Aiden Johnson on the step-back three kisses it off the window to give Caldwell a 12-point lead to end the third quarter. King Kendrick attacking, lays it home. And just like that, 9 seconds into the fourth quarter, Caldwell extends their lead, largest of the game, at 14. Hammond trying to call for it inside. He's got the size advantage. They kick it out. Miles, the shot fake along the baseline. He turns it over right into the hands of Kendrick. Kendrick attacking. Kendrick can't finish. Jalen Cross back out on the floor. Johnson again from three. Aiden Johnson feeling it here in the second half. His fifth make from three. And the Burlington School in the danger zone as they turn it over. Clower gets it across the timeline. Clower attacking. Clower bumps, can't finish. Tap back, no. And Cross on the third chance gets hacked on the arm. He'll go to the free throw line. And good to see Jalen Cross back out on the floor. He had to kind of limp off late in the third. And we are 7 minutes away from crowning a state champion here in the 2A men's basketball state championship presented by Ortho Carolina. And the Caldwell student section in full effect tonight, making the trip from Greensboro, North Carolina here to Charlotte. And Brandon Clifford trying to guide this group to their first ever state championship in program history. Tell you what an incredible job that he's done with Caldwell in his 4 years at the helm, as we mentioned, building this thing into a power. And you think about Caldwell this year, their conference featured Greensboro Day School, Forsyth Country Day School, as well as High Point Christian, Calvary Day School, Wesleyan. Caldwell had one of the toughest conferences in the state of North Carolina this year, without a doubt. And in fact, we're going to have Freddie Johnson and Greensboro Day School right here on Bahakel Sports tomorrow for the state championship, taking on Concord Academy in the 3A. They were a part of the same conference that Caldwell Academy was in this year. That league was loaded, and Coach Clifford talked about it a lot, that NCISAA Piedmont Conference, how it challenged this team to get to this point as Jalen Cross knocks down the first free throw. Second one rattles home. Coleman brings it across the timeline. Gets it to Hammond. Coleman, off balance three. Tapped around, rebound Caldwell. Numbers for Swindell and the Eagles. And Swindell with the finish. Lead up to 21 for Caldwell. Spartans really need a bucket here. 6:23 left to play. Flipping. Kicks it back out to Santi Phillip. Phillip. Driving kick. Open look for three. Johnson off the mark. Well, that was a big miss there. Caldwell can eat some of this clock, and you see Coach Clifford there saying slow it up a little bit. Under 6 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. Cross, elbow J, smooth as silk. Coleman eludes pressure. Shot fake flipping at the top, long two, he hits it. That was a much needed bucket for the Spartans. They got a lot of work left to do here with 5:24, trailing by 21. Cross will back it away for Caldwell. Trying to eat some of this clock. Cross, nice move at the rack, couldn't finish it. Rebound off Spartans. Coleman kicks it. Johnson will dial it up from 3. And just off the side of the rim, rebound Eagles. The clock continues to wind down, and I tell you what, if you're George Marshall in the Burlington School, at what point do you think about fouling and putting the Eagles on the line here? Trailing by 21 as Swindell just finds a wide open crease and lays it home. Flipping. Kicks it back to Asante Phillip. Burlington School, you got to go. Clock not on your side. Phillip looked at the 3. Instead, he'll drive and finish. And they score it. A chance at 3 for Asante Phillip. A little bit of a late whistle came in after he laid it home. We'll take a look. And Phillip will have a chance to complete the 3-point play here at the 4:06 mark. This to get it down to 20. I tell you what, if you're the Burlington School, I think in this position, you got to try to lunge for a steal. If you don't get it, they're going to have to foul here on out. Just simply not going to have enough possessions, trailing by 20 with 4:04 left to play. And electing not to foul. We're under 4 minutes to go. Cross into the paint, kicks it. Clower. And looked at the 3. Instead, he'll pull it back out. Kendrick launches. Swindell just comes flying in out of nowhere for the offensive rebound. And a timeout, Brandon Clifford. We'll keep it right here. We may take a media here. Hold on just a second, folks. We will. We'll be right back on BahakelSports.com. Don't miss your chance to customize and purchase official NCISAA state championship merchandise by visiting the basketball page on NCISAA.org. Northwest Designs is the official merchandise partner of the NCISAA. Caldwell Academy can almost taste it, folks. They are just 3 minutes and 24 seconds away from being crowned state champions, which would be their first ever in program history. I was talking with Coach Clifford about this, what this means not only to the program but to the school. And he said, look, we're a program that has 2 baskets in the entire school that we practice on. We don't even have extra baskets to practice vertically. We got 1 gym. It is a raucous environment at Caldwell Academy. All of their games standing room only pretty much this entire year. And he said their fan base has just absolutely embraced this team. Of course, their women's team was in the state title in the first game earlier, came up short, unfortunately, but an incredible season for them as well. And now the Spartans are forced to foul with 3:13. They got fouls they got to give. They got 2 more to give before they force Caldwell to the free throw line. And a late substitution is Drew Johnson checks in for Gio Gibson. And if you're George Marshall in the Burlington School, absolutely nothing to hold your head down about in this one. Swindell shuffle the feet and travel along the baseline. Flip it to Hammond. He'll launch a 3. And Hammond connects from distance. And then a quick timeout for the Burlington School. 65-48. Folks, don't forget that tonight's broadcast of the NCISAA Basketball State Championship is brought to you by North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance and Ortho Carolina, the better choice. Once again, we're proud to have you with us as well here on BahakelSports.com. We're proud to have all of the sponsors of this 2025 NCISAA Basketball State Championship presented by Ortho Carolina. As we mentioned, Caldwell, Coach Clifford talked a lot about the culture and the program. 1 gym with 2 baskets. And a team that had only won 12 games combined the 2 years before Coach Clifford took over. Are 2 minutes and 47 seconds away from being crowned state champions for the first time in their program's history. Johnson will hold here with 2:40. Coach Clifford said we got that Hoosiers type feel in our gym, packed out every night, and they're just going to eat the clock here. Playing keep away from the Spartans with a 17-point lead, under 2.5 to play. And the Burlington School still electing not to foul. And they've got fouls to give before they would put Caldwell on the line. On top of that, a good minute's gone off the clock here. Good drop off, and Swindell the finish. Boy, Caldwell able to eat about a minute and 15 seconds off the clock that time and then score off of it. And Asante Phillip will trigger it in for the Spartans. Hammond, he'll launch from 3, hits again. Well, Caden Hammond knocking it down from distance. Clower floats it back up the floor to Kendrick. They'll skip it across, trying to eat some more of this clock out. Less than 90 seconds left to play. Swindell wanted the baseline. He'll pull it back away. And Caldwell can feel it. Clower thought he got fouled. An offensive board. Back up. Score that in the foul. Jalen Cross with a chance to add to his point total. Brandon Clifford's going to empty the bench. And Caldwell going to win their first ever state championship in men's basketball program history. And what a storied career for Jalen Cross, who will check out, is heading to play for the Charlotte 49ers. And Charlotte is leaving a good taste in his mouth. See hugs with Brandon Clifford on the sideline. Emotions running high. Hammond misses on the three. Stick back, no. Rebound pulled in. Here comes Trevor Holland, who we saw a little bit in the first half. He's fouled. He's a freshman. And Caldwell's got some young talent that'll be back, like Mac Atkinson, Cole Clower, Trevor Holland, who's just a ninth grader. We got a final timeout here with 35.5 seconds. And if you're the Burlington School, absolutely nothing to hang your head about this year. They lost one of their top players back in December in King Gibson, who went to Montverde Academy. And Coach Marshall was talking about the adversity, the injuries. Losing King Gibson back in December, this team's had to find their groove, if you will, and they did an excellent job of that in January and on this playoff run. And the Burlington School going to empty their bench as well here in the final 35 seconds. Trevor Holland will be at the free throw line for Caldwell. And cashes in on the first. Gets his name in the point column here in the state championship as a ninth grader. I'll tell you what, these two teams right here, folks, we could see a year from now as well. You think about the Burlington School, Drew Johnson's back again, Asante Phillips, only a 10th grader. Caldwell will have Cole Clower back, as well as King Kendrick. And how about the finish from Trevor Hollins? These two teams met back in January, and Caldwell won by 13. Just a dominating second half here as we wind out the final 11 seconds. A catch and shoot from Kendall Hooker off the mark. Saved right back to Sosa, and the final horn comes to sound. Caldwell, for the first time in program history, are 2A state champions. Caldwell with a 73-51 victory here in the 2A state championship game, and they get it done. What an incredible second half, a dominating performance. And here's a look at our Farm Bureau players of the game, we should say. Aiden Johnson and Jalen Cross. Tell you what, how do you pick between those two? We could have thrown out several other names as well. Once again, final score 73-51. Caldwell gets it done here. And our 2A state champions, for Kendall Lewis, Brady Pugh, and the rest of our Bahakel Sports production crew, we say so long and good night from Charlotte, North Carolina.